Animals have no time to be bored. Every day, they need to fight for their survival. The benefits of civilization have pampered humanity, but primitive instincts have been preserved in each of us, so the animal world seems attractive to us. Watching animals in their natural habitat is insanely interesting, and fights between animals are an exciting sight. Many of these battles can be captured on camera, and the most interesting of them are collected in our today's episode. This will be remembered for a lifetime by the seagull, who so persistently and for a long time tried to take the fish right out of the pelican's mouth and was punished for that. When will animals realize that it's better not to mess with bears? They are too strong and dangerous. The fight between sea elephants is more like some kind of ridiculous joke than a serious battle. But still, this is a real battle between two males. The crocodile chose an excellent strategy. It wanted to make an unexpected attack, but it turned out that something more serious was needed for this wild boar. The female buffalo, knowing that children are waiting for it at home, did not even think to be afraid of a predator. It quickly knocked it over and ran away. Donkeys only seem harmless and quiet, but if you try to make them angry, then you, like this dog, will be in trouble. And here's another kitty. Even though it is bigger, it cautiously peeks out from under the grass. The lioness is waiting for the right moment to knock out the weakest wildebeest from the herd and to have a hearty dinner. The iguana quickly realized that the snake is a higher-level rival, which means it was better not to mess with it, and calmly moved along its path. However, the snake abruptly turned around and crawled after it, and it resulted in a fight. This sewer rat has made its way into the enclosure of the white otters. The father of the animal family began to drive away the unexpected guest, but everything turned out to be not so simple, and now we can see a fierce struggle. Here is a truly unique confrontation. On the one hand, a fairly large and strong raccoon, and on the other, albeit a small but smart iguana. Their epic battle lasted only a couple of seconds, and then the raccoon quickly dragged the defeated lizard into its lair. The jackal has wandered into someone else's territory, and it should leave as soon as possible. It is better to do this before the eagle begins to force the uninvited guest away. How ironic! They always bark through the gate as if they would bite each other, and when the meeting finally takes place, both tucked their cowardly tails and got silent. This pack of street dogs surrounded the crocodile, but even a small representative of the family was able to give a worthy rebuff and come out victorious, inflicting more damage to its rivals alone than the four of them. These goats apparently considered this creature to be not an adult dog, so they tried in every possible way to lure it into their game and sincerely wondered why it was not interested at all. Have you ever seen a competition between a dog and a goat trying to beat each other the maximum number of times? I haven't seen it before either. What can I say? Anything can happen on the farm. It can be really anything. This time, a cow and a sheep are fighting for the title of the most stubborn animal. So, who will win? I don't know. And these dogs wanted to swim in the company of at least some animals so much that they even drove an old cow into the pool and immediately jumped on it. Well, it's more fun together. The dog barked loudly and viciously at the harmless animal behind the fence. At some point, this barking began to annoy the rodent, and it just bit the dog's nose, and it was in no hurry to let it go. The crocodile is trying to crack the turtle shell. It probably does not know that this is simply impossible because it is too strong. Geese are very caring parents. They won't let anyone near their offspring. Hedgehogs are quite timid, but not this guy. It seems that it is chasing the dog and not vice versa. In these shots, a pair of geese protects goslings from a swan. The impudent bird was punished for its behavior. The lion pride wanted to eat crocodile meat, but the skin of this reptile is so thick that even the king of animals himself could not bite through it. The monkey tried to snatch a banana right out of the mouth of an orangutan, and it was immediately punished. Usually, predators drive their victim into a tree in fear, but here we observe an extremely unusual situation when a boar, instead of becoming a leopard's dinner, became its biggest fear. And this heron did not notice the wolf that crept up and attacked it. After the predator grabbed the bird, it was no longer possible to fly away. Wild boars got into the herd of wildebeest and zebras, but apparently one of the zebras did not like it and clearly made it clear that they did not belong there. The hawk has caught a wild boar cub and does not intend to let it go, although the baby is trying to get out. Hunting a monkey on top of a tree was a bad idea. Well, who hunts the victim on its own territory? Everyone has their own weapon, animals use more power, and those that are smaller come up with more sophisticated ways to survive. It's like the fight of the century, cat versus iguana. Who will win such an ambiguous battle? The long and strong tail of the lizard finished the battle before it even started. The victory turned out to be too quick and easy. Although the polar bear looks massive, it did not attack a whole pack of wolves. The advantage in favor of rivals was obvious. Well, after that, who would dare to say that cats are useless pets? If necessary, they will chase the bear away. Warthogs are collective animals, and therefore, even if a predator attacked a straggler, the whole herd, as soon as it hears a cry for help, will immediately rush to the rescue, and then the predator will be in trouble. The stupid heron decided that if there was a metal net between it and the hawk, that it could calmly, without fear of consequences, tease a bird of prey. As you already understood, this was a bad idea. At first, the stork ran away from the tigers, and then it came to its senses and went on the attack. Having gathered together, a group of meerkats decided to attack the snake because together they are a force. They say that impudence is second to happiness. In the case of this goose, it's definitely true. Its drive and apparent confidence even made the gorilla run away in fear. So we've seen the gorilla already, but to make a tiger run away in fear is really amazing. The lioness was almost caught up with the zebra, but it hit the predator with its hind legs so that it flew far back. Predators should take a closer look to check for the relatives of their victims nearby. Otherwise, formidable and strong animals have no other choice than to run away in fear. We've seen different things, but this is the first time that a mouse has defeated a cat. This cat was preparing for a decisive battle with another feline, but the annoying crow tried to distract it all the time. Such a brazen bird was after them even after the cats fell from the roof into the snow. The parrot was attracted by the coloring of the chameleon, but now the bird will know that it is better not to approach this creature. This fearless cat reminded the alligator who is the boss here. Woodpeckers usually feed on insects that live in the bark of trees, but this one is especially aggressive, so it attacks a squirrel. Roosters are famous for their pugnacious disposition, but trying to attack a horse is not the best idea. One hoof strike will be enough to deal with the insolent creature. And this chicken got into a fight with a kid. As you can see, it knows how to react in the right way. It's time to teach the cat a lesson. This mustachioed creature should know its place in the yard. At night, the coyote climbed onto the veranda, but the domestic cat fearlessly entered the fight and showed who is the boss here. Some cats guard the yard better than dogs. This cat drove the fox away from the house in a second. Two crazy foxes met each other. I'm glad they did not have time to reach people in such a psychological state. Misunderstandings happen more often in the gorilla commune than in other animals. The whole forest shudders from the fights of such massive primates. This unexpected twist happened in the fight between a gazelle and a leopard. Instead of the usual victory, the predator was defeated. Elephants are peaceful animals by themselves. However, if you enter their territory, an extremely aggressive beast will start to appear from inside. Attacking a large gathering of birds turned out to be a good idea. Why? Not everyone managed to fly away, and one still ended up in the lion's paws. A wild goat collided with a kangaroo. The two could have just moved on, but for some reason they did something else and joined the battle. The crow noticed the squirrel, who clumsily hid in the grass and began to peck it, but the mother squirrel immediately drove away the impudent bird. It will certainly surprise you, but this video is not an act of cannibalism. This is how alligators protect their young and vulnerable children. The stupid little buffalo, instead of fleeing for its life, does not leave its mother, who is bitten by ruthless lions. Do not be deceived by the cute appearance of cats. They are driven by the desire to rule and win, and therefore it is not surprising that this cat turned from a victim into a winner. The camel knocked down the black horse as if in a fight without rules. I wonder what these animals had to deal with. Maybe they had an argument about their job. No security system can replace a watchdog. A faithful dog won't even let a lizard crawl into your house, let alone a thief. The vulture was going to attack the fox, but quickly realized that it had chosen the wrong opponent. A resident of the fields is not afraid of big and formidable rivals because it knows its strengths and can fight back against a flying bully without fear and doubt. Two against one is not the most honest alignment of the battle, but the wild world has its own rules and laws. The main thing here is to survive, not to preserve honor. The goat and the cow did not share something in their barnyard and began to solve the problem by force. Male zebras are quite aggressive. They don't need a serious reason to get into a fight with each other. The Komodo dragon, having previously killed the turtle, tries to crack its shell to get to the editable part, but it turns out to not be so easy. Standing at the beginning of a small waterfall, brown bears catch fish for lunch. That's why people say that these furry inhabitants of the forest are the best fishermen. Just look at how deftly they catch prey with their paws and even with their mouths. It seems that this camel knows absolutely no fear. It tries to annoy the donkey again and again, while the donkey throws back its hind legs more and more aggressively to teach the pesky camel a lesson. Did you know that mongooses are considered snake hunters? They are not afraid of the venom in any snake, and therefore these small animals can safely attack frightening snakes. Crows are birds of prey. If they are too hungry, they are ready to attack even a squirrel in Central Park. Two coyotes catch up with a badger in the snow, but that doesn't bother it much. It stopped and started digging something. This puzzled the predators so much that they even forgot why they were running so desperately. And this grizzly bear confidently came out of the forest and went to attack the dog, but it was not the case. The dog turned out to be aggressive and quickly put the bear in its place. The cat began to mock the duck. At first, the bird tried to ignore the cat, but then it began to defend itself and bite back. Another cat came running to help the cat, but it didn't help because the duck was already angry and indiscriminately started pecking at its offenders. Even a small animal can fight back against big animals if it believes in its own strength. Just look at how this small rodent drives hungry lionesses away from its territory. The kitten just found a new toy in the form of a snake, which, not realizing that it is being played with, is trying to protect itself from a large beast. The fox cub was exploring the neighborhood in search of possible food when suddenly a leopard jumped out of an ambush and attacked the poor thing. It's good that the kid was able to escape. Well, who is the master of the jungle after that? This warthog seems to be seriously intending to take this title for himself. The eagle caught a fox running through the field and immediately dragged it to its nest. Seals cease to be cute and harmless when they live in animal cruel realities, where in order to survive, you need to constantly take someone's life. And this is a battle where sheep of different types collided with horns. One of them has two long horns, which became a serious problem. In one of the attacks, it stuck them into the ground, as a result of which it somersaulted forward, and thanks to this, the opponent had an advantage. Female fights are much scarier than male, both in the human and in the animal world. 3 cows, for some reason, do not see it possible to resolve the conflict peacefully. Jaguar thought it was in control of the situation when it grabbed the crocodile by the tail, but was very surprised when a second later it was already lying on its shoulder blades and felt the crocodile drool on its face. Don't underestimate the wolverines. The name of this animal was used by a superhero for a reason. Without fear, uncertainty, and doubt, the wolverine not only defends itself, but also attacks 3 leopards at the same time. It turns out that the fearfulness of ostriches is a myth. In real life, flightless birds look confidently and boldly in the face of danger. It turns out that the bulldog is able to fight back against the one who scares all other animals. The dog should look for a partner or a rival in its size, otherwise the wrong choice is fraught with injuries. The skunk clung to the nose of a curious impala, which was so interested in the striped little animal that it even leaned towards it. The crocodile acted cunningly when it decided to attack a large lizard from behind. This allowed it to retain the effect of surprise. When it's watering time for land animals, it's time for crocodiles to have lunch. Who could imagine that a wild boar could catch and knock over a frightened leopard? Previously, everything happened exactly in the opposite way. And this aggressive hippopotamus steps on a rhinoceros, which is scared and can only walk away. Even a young bull can not only survive after meeting a lion, but also drive the king of animals far away. The leopard chose a good strategy to jump into a flock of birds. By doing so, someone will definitely fall into its predatory paws. The owner of this dog brought him exactly to the wrong place. This part of the park is supposedly occupied by cats who are not ready to tolerate strangers here, and at the sight of an uninvited guest, it is immediately attacked. If you've ever been to a zoo, you know exactly how monkeys like to mess around and bother others. Usually it amuses everyone, but this harsh cat did not particularly like this behavior. Even in the animal world, mom remains mom. If necessary, she will shield the cubs from danger with her own body. Outbursts of anger are inherent in all males, even if they are zebras. These two stallions fight face to face in an epic battle by kicking each other. The reason was either a territorial dispute or a pretty female. The same thing happened in a herd of bison. The two males did not share something and decided to resolve the conflict by force. Their forces are equal, so the outcome of the battle is not completely clear. A similar situation occurred among rhinos, only in this case, we are not talking about an equal fight. Everything is quite unambiguous. The one who pushed the weaker one into the bushes won. Donkeys, in their stubbornness and love of conflict, have not gone far from rams. This road is probably too small for the two of them, so we have to determine in the competition who will pass along it first. This Rottweiler wants to play with a rooster, but the rooster sees an enemy rather than a friend in the dog, and therefore the proud bird even rushed at the dog and began to peck him. The cow, seeing that the puppy ran away from the farm, followed him, but the dog did not like it so much that it rudely attacked the cow. While the whole pride is trying to knock down a tall giraffe, the most cunning lioness has already taken its cub. Predators carefully walk around the hornless rhinos and are afraid to approach it. They probably can't figure out what kind of a new beast this is. Hawks are either too proud and great to move around on their own paws, or simply arrogant to the point that they book a victim for dinner in this way. Belgian Super Bulls, or Blue Bulls, are the most muscular bulls in the world. They can easily defeat a lion or even a couple of them. Porcupine needles are a powerful weapon. They will protect it even from snake venom because it is simply impossible to bite it. The armadillo is protected from snakes and other predators by its shell, which is almost impossible to bite through. Jaguar is quite capable of dealing with even the largest snake in the world, called an anaconda. The Great Dane is one of the strongest and most dangerous dogs in the world. It can even defeat a leopard. The tiger is a worthy rival for the lion. The forces of these predators are equal, but this time, the King of Beasts has won an absolute victory. Few people managed to survive after meeting a leopard, so the case of the swamp beaver was no exception. It seems that a cat and a kitten are caught off guard by a street dog, but it's not the case. The mother cat quickly drove the curious dog far away. Mothers are ready to do everything to protect their kids. This dog decided to show the horse that she is the queen of the yard. However, the horse decided to show who is the boss here. Wolverine, despite his cute appearance, is a brave and strong animal that can show character even in an unequal confrontation. When attacked by two wolves, the little Wolverine immediately begins to fight back and drive away opponents. Two bulls are not at all interested in what is happening around them because they are now resolving the issue of honor, and therefore everyone who is nearby should hide until the conflict is resolved. Two gorillas beat each other in front of everyone without a drop of sympathy, and only their cub tries to reason with the elders. Unfortunately, they stopped the kids' attempts and continued their aggressive battle. The white wolf tries to catch a hare, but the predator does not succeed, because the hare develops its maximum speed with all its strength and escapes from death. A coyote entered the territory of an apartment building and attacked a cat, and this pet gave a worthy rebuff. It rushed at the predator and tried in every possible way to scratch it with its claws. As a result, the cat could not overcome the unexpected guest, so it was forced to run to the roof. And this pit bull slightly overestimated his strength when he rushed at a powerful bison. Such a 2-meter rival is not the right opponent for such a tiny dog. And this Himalayan bear only looks cute and fluffy, but in fact, it can give a worthy rebuff even to a hungry tiger. But this little bear also shows strength and character, though on a simpler opponent. It was a huge mistake for the dog to get into the bear enclosure. There is almost no chance that it can get out of it without having issues. African dogs have already come close to the antelope, which went into the water, thinking to protect itself in this way. But then they began to push the poor animal from the back. It turned out to be a very inhospitable hippo. It is good that at least the frightened antelope was able to fight back. And this stupid pigeon carelessly walks on a crocodile, apparently thinking that it is walking on a log. At some point, the crocodile could not stand this insolence and drove the bird off of its body. Unfortunately, the speed of these two warthogs is not enough to escape from a whole pride of lions. In their attempt to escape, they simply prolong the last minutes of their lives. And this young gorilla suddenly attacked an older gorilla, thus causing a senseless fight. Any creature that meets the monitor lizard should know that it is going to be the last one, whether it's a bat or a bigger animal. And this lovely fox, seeing a defenseless turkey, enthusiastically went to it to have lunch. It was totally disappointed when it bit plastic instead of a delicious meat. These two lizards are completely unaware that a hungry alligator is waiting for an opportunity to attack right next to them. It will suddenly jump out of an ambush any minute and have lunch with one of them, and maybe even two of them. Zebras not only know how to hit from behind, but also throw predators over themselves. It looks like they have some kind of their own martial arts. It is better for small animals to stick together in large groups so that, like this hare, they do not become easy prey for local predators. Elephants themselves are bigger and stronger than rhinos, and therefore they fight back without any problems. However, in this video, a very young elephant and a fairly mature adult rhinoceros collided. In this scenario, the usual order of affairs has changed. Even experienced predators should not underestimate the strength of their victims. Who knows what the wildebeest will be capable of when it realizes that its life is in danger? Ah, that impudent cat. It decided that it could cope with 2 adult chickens, but in the end it ran away from there in fright. After finding itself into the territory of the lion pride, the buffalo did not lose its head and demonstrated the strength of its horns to one of its predators. Such a performance scared even the local alpha male. The monkey at the top of the pole managed to catch a passing seagull. It would seem that it would be more logical for the primate to go down with its prey, but no, this monkey began to beat the bird against the pole with special cruelty. After that, the poor thing will definitely not survive. While one lioness distracts an adult giraffe, the other tries to attack the giraffe. They have a reason, because it's easier to deal with someone who is weaker and smaller than to engage in a fight with an equal. Two dogs decided to play with a big elephant. This turned out to be a bad idea because the huge mammal was too angry, so it started to drive the impudent dogs far away. Hyenas surrounded the lioness. It shouldn't have gone hunting alone. This decision turned the fearsome huntress into frightened prey for a pack of hyenas. After the bear saw the deer swimming in a pond, it no longer notices anything around. Now its main task is to swim and catch such attractive prey. You won't say that elephants are timid after watching this video. This elephant boldly disperses all invited guests from its territory. Such confidence, strength, and pressure forcing not only a pack of hyenas, but also a buffalo to run with fear. When it comes to children, even a rhinoceros will fearfully go up against a lion. Leopards are able to jump up to 6 meters, and therefore it is not surprising that they use the strength of their legs in their fights. White tigers are considered the highest link in the food chain, so they can really get into a fight to prove their superiority and primacy. The warthog, seeing that a leopard was chasing it, chose the right strategy to save itself. The smart animal quickly rushed to the pond, where it was able to hide and escape from the hunter. Crocodile is a proud and strong predator. Even its confidence alone is enough to leave a whole hungry pride of lions behind. The bear is a very strong animal. It can crack a bone with its teeth, break a spine with its paws, so every single battle of these inhabitants of the forest is exciting and interesting. The Himalayan bear was brutally attacked by a tiger, but still managed to fight back and drive the wildcat away. This goose is ready for battle, but not a single cow dares to start it. This bird looks too confident and daring. The cougar noticed a lynx lurking in the snow-covered bushes and immediately approached it. The lynx apparently didn't like it, and it hit the curious cougar on the head. After such a misunderstanding, a serious fight began. The dog in this video is definitely not the timid one. Just look at how boldly it snaps at the lion couple. By the way, they were taken by surprise by such audacious behavior. This cat decided that an octopus on land is helpless. How wrong it was. The poor thing almost became a victim of a marine inhabitant. An incredible confrontation between two rhinos. The dust has risen to the clouds and the tension is still here. So, who will win in such an equal fight? The battle with rams of different types promises to be interesting. One of them has two long horns, which becomes a serious problem. In one of the attacks, it stuck them into the ground, as a result of which it somersaulted forward, and thanks to this, the opponent had an advantage. Oh, those rams, all they want to do is fight all the time. And here's a video about two birds with one stone who are figuring things out in a parking lot. It's amazing, isn't it? And here we have bigger animals in their usual habitat, but they still fight. Crocodiles are experienced predators who attack at a time when you don't expect it at all. This wildebeest just bent down to drink water when suddenly, caught by surprise, a crocodile attacked it. Peace-loving elephants are also capable of anger and aggression. They can push, kick, and fight. Usually a kangaroo fight ends in a draw, but something went wrong and the animals could not stop in time. It seems that this battle was fatal for one of them. The reptile, even if it is surrounded by lions, still does not give up and tries in every possible way to drive them away. When watching this video, it seems that the dog is trying to humiliate or offend the lamb, but it's not the case. The doggy just wants to play. How did I understand that? Just take a look at how its tail is wagging. This definitely means that there is no aggression here. It looks like the pond is too small for two hippos, and therefore they decide to fight to understand who will be forced to leave such a wonderful place. These animals mercilessly bite each other, beat, and push. These are the realities of the animal world. You are on your own. The crocodile swallowed the lizard so quickly that it did not even have time to understand and notice anything, as it already found herself inside the amphibian. It's really tense here. Two cats are fighting in the middle of the road. They bite and scratch and do all other things. Judging by the feathers around, the reason was a bird that they couldn't share. And here we see how desperately the stork is fighting for its life, while the bald eagle wants to have lunch. Eagles can reach speeds of up to 240 kilometers per hour, and therefore it is not surprising that their attacks are so unexpected. And this duck, at one point, turned from a peacefully floating bird into an immobilized prey. It's really rare yet beautiful and epic to see the confrontation of an owl and a falcon high above the ground. Birds strike each other blow after blow without giving the opponent a second to think about a new strategy. As you can see, everything ended in a draw. The fact that seagulls are the most brazen birds is a well-known thing for a long time. Well, just look at how unscrupulously this bird attacked the penguin surrounded by its family. It is very easy to anger a ram. These animals can lose their temper over any little thing, and their stubbornness will not allow them to simply leave the situation. So even the most insignificant conflict with them instantly turns into a battle. The Sulawesi raven did not calm down until it finally destroyed the calm life of the hedgehog. At first, it may seem that the leopard is simply accompanying the crocodile somewhere, but in fact, the spotted predator slowly and naturally leads the reptile to its lair. The monkey decided that this cat should stay with them, and that's why it is trying so hard to drag the resisting creature again and again. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching.